Come on, let's be positive. Just stop right there. No negativity. Let's be positive. LBP, let's be positive.
LBP, let's be positive, Matt. We've got lots to talk about. Your doggies. Yeah, sitting there in the top 8 at the moment. What do we say about the Warriors? Tell me something positive after what was an awful performance on the back of an awful performance. Klopp and Salah fighting on the sideline as at the end of your season. Paul Kent, let's be positive about Kenty. And also the Highlanders and the Force. I mean, just an awful game of rugby, but of course your team won. But let's start with doggies, but not those doggies. Your doggie that got lost, and you found her.
Oh, Marty, we bought Chloe when we moved down here, so she's coming up 15.
Right, that's old.
And she's very, very old. She's got lipomas all over. She's lumpy, she limps, but she's got life in her. But she's old, like we are. You know, it's a bit harder to get going in the morning. Came home yesterday, couldn't find the dog. Wife and daughter came home. They start panicking, where's the dog? So I looked for hours. I drove around, I walked around the property. You know, we've got hectares of open land around us, and all I could think was the poor old girl's gone away, got lost, got exhausted, laid down, couldn't make it home. And got up this morning again, beat the frost, looked for my poor dog again, spent another hour and a half before I came to work. And then just as you guys were calling me, I get a phone call from the neighbour who runs an Airbnb. Somehow, good old Chloe had made her way into the house, maybe to visit the visiting guests, got locked in there and was discovered by cleaners this morning. Marty, I've been dreading going home and walking around the block trying to find an animal and, you know, telling my daughter and wife about it. And then all of a sudden the sun is shining.
Go on.
The dog is
back.
The dog is back. You know, they're like they are. They're not like your kids. I don't go that far, but they are a big part of your life. And when something like that happens, all you can think of is the worst. The doggies are back. Chloe is back riding on the back of the Bulldogs, who, as you say, are now back in the 8. I tell you what, Marty, I feel like I'm top 4 now that Chloe's been rediscovered. So, what a relief.
What a great story. What a relief. Yeah, I mean, look, I had dogs all my life, mate, and everyone that's listening has got a dog. You know, I mean, life just stops, mate. It's you know, I mean, obviously, you know, kids are kids, but I mean, like a pet that you've had for that long. Let's talk about your other doggies, though, because you've got West Tigers coming up on Saturday, mate, and that's got to be on form, another 2 points. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'd like to be top 6 with our doggies after the weekend. How's that?
Oh, look, I said last week there's no way the Warriors won't beat the Titans.
No.
But I am going to say right now, the doggies will absolutely demolish the West Tigers. Now that we've made that step into the 8, how many years since we've been hovering there? I called it at the start of the year, Martin, and then we looked a little bit rugged. But week after week recently, we've just risen up with a green arrow on the NRL table. And to be sitting there just underneath the Roosters on for and against, and only a couple of points away from top 4, oh, Marty, life doesn't get any better.
Well, it's got to improve for us Warriors fans, mate, because that's 3 performances in a row, very unconvincing. And when you start breaking down the season now, a couple of these games, Sharks, brilliant start, lost that game. Titans, brilliant start, lost that game. St George, brilliant start, couldn't hang on, got flogged in that game. Manly gave us, you know, an escape out of jail card. Had the Melbourne Storm on the rack, blew that game. You know, Matt, you know, it's too easy for too many Warriors fans to get all giddy and gooey about this team. The reality of it is that we aren't playing well, and this is what you look for in this competition. It's patterns. And so give me something positive as we head to the Newcastle Knights, who just beat the bloody Dolphins.
Yeah, look, and that was a great return for them after losing Ponga, one of the greats in the competition, and just rallying. And I think that's what the Warriors need to do, Martin. Look, they look good at times, and they certainly weren't out of the game. They were certainly well beaten by the Dragons, but they haven't been too far away from the other games. I just think it's moments of inconsistency, and it's only been a few errors, a few drop balls, a few penalties given away that have been the difference. I think they definitely need to dig deep and lift. and that's only going to come within. It's not a team lacking skill. We've seen how well they can play. But, yeah, look, there's just a little bit of glue. There's a bit of gel that's not there at the moment. And, well, they're down in 12th with a red arrow going downwards. The season felt like it was going to be a lot better than where they're currently sitting.
Highlanders versus Force, you got to win and put you into the top 8, but rugby does not get worse than that. I think there's something to be, there's something to be proud about the fact that those players played in the worst game you'll probably see all year.
And still, it's not easy to get excited about the Highlanders moving up the ladder in that manner because, honestly, they won't compete at the end, and you're playing the Force. It's like those games where you 100% guarantee yourself to beat the Titans or the Rabbits. Look, I just can't get excited about the Highlanders, and quite frankly, I'd just rather move on.
Okay, Crusaders then. South Island rugby on the rise. 2 teams winning in one weekend, mate.
2 teams winning in 1 week. What an amazing difference a week can make. I mean, the beauty of it is okay, we get to say the 2 South Island teams won. But what we also have to realise, and you know we love being positive, is that neither side is worth a dog roll at the moment. And it's pretty hard to get on either of them and support them regardless of how many points they meet. We serve mostly dog biscuits, Martin, with the odd little bone here and there. But they're dog roll, these 2 teams. They're absolute dog roll. I'm not putting the Warriors in the dog roll category, but another couple of wins, another couple of losses, and they may be chop chop.
Mo Salah and Jurgen Klopp, so you're a Liverpool fan and people don't know, arguing on the sideline, exchanging words. And this is what I love about the modern day world which we live in. So there's got to be somebody who will hire a lip reader who says, oh, this is what he said, this is what he said too. Is it a big deal? Are we making too much of it? Or is it just a frustration at the fact that the season's falling apart at the seams?
Yeah, well, it's the frustration that the season's falling apart at the seams. They all thought they were going to be in a much better position, like I did. Now we're 5 points adrift and we're only 10% chance of winning the comp, according to AI last week. And so we're probably only 4 to 6% now. Oh, look, I don't mind a little bit of banter between people because what it does mean is frustration is actually, honestly, often associated with passion. And like if you were either man, you couldn't say you were feeling great about playing out the rest of the season. So a little argument here or there, nothing to worry about. What's to worry about is how we gave it away when it looked like it was ours. And now we're no chance. Dog roll again, Martin.
Okay.